It's been a week since Hurricane Maria hit the island of Puerto Rico, leaving many in
Hello,
need
good
of
morning.
food, water, and shelter. According to FEMA, 11 out of 69 hospitals have no power. Less than half of the population doesn't have water, and more than 11,000 people still remain in shelters. Speaking to us via phone call to talk more about the effects of Maria and the hurricane relief donation is outreach specialist from the 40th Precinct Community Council, United Chaplain for the state of New York, Maria Vega. And Maria, good to have you here with us.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good. So please give us an update because as of right now, we know that Puerto Rico is still dealing with a lot of things. We know right now, as I said in the intro, 11 out of 69 of the hospitals have power. And most of all, the need for supplies to get into Puerto Rico is paramount. So can you give us some assistance or some indication as to how New Yorkers can really play a part in helping out?
Okay, yes, here we have very, very little information, just only what the elected officials are actually promoted in the news and the media. Um, here, our community leaders, what we're doing is we're getting together and we actually hosting meetings and how we're going to help everyone here in the Mahaven. Well, the people here in the Mahaven community, the leaders here, we're getting together and we actually meeting how we can help. Definitely, we're actually setting up stations where people could drop off anything. We're talking about food, clothes, baby items, batteries, anything that they could ever think about. We even telling ladies, please, if you have hairpins, anything that is in your restroom that actually you never used, you please pack it up, bring it down, because everybody in Puerto Rico is in need of everything. We making a big issue here when it's coming on pet food because everybody's thinking about my brother and my sister, but no one is actually thinking about the pet food and what we can do to help the animals there in Puerto Rico.
So, talk to me a little bit about the residents of the community. What has been the sentiment? I mean, obviously, our hearts and prayers go out to those who've been affected by Maria, but what are you hearing from residents right there within your own community?
Well, every residents in the community are coming in and they're actually crying out. They haven't heard from their loved ones. There's very little that they have found out. They coming out strong. They actually going in their closets. They even going to any 99-cent store, any Family Dollar, and they shopping. They're actually bringing in bags, boxes. They're bringing in food, and they just worry about if their loved ones are going to be able to receive any of these donations. We actually assure them that yes, we're doing the collection until October 4th, and then we're going to send it down. Um, where the NYPD is going to come pick them up, and actually everything is going to be deployed to Puerto Rico. That to be, to have patience. We're telling everybody, please have patience. Bring in your donations. The family members, everyone. There's going to be so many support going out to Puerto Rico. Please, don't spread out any rumors about nobody's getting anything because they are. Everybody's going to get something, and this is the main key here. The main key here is that to set up stations everywhere. It doesn't matter. Even if you're a resident and you're in front of your building, you want to set up a station, set up a station, call the local precinct. Actually, the local precinct will come and pick it up.
Yeah, because we know that in the top of the show, we talked about the governor actually working to set up a statewide initiative collecting food, everything from clothes, and he talked about
Yes.
food and really medical supplies because those things are in major need in Puerto Rico right now. But as for you, you're saying that you guys will be setting up stations. So in your community, you'll be seeing a lot of stations where people can just drop stuff off.
Yes, in my community, myself, I have set up three stations. So actually, they could come either to Gotham Belvis, they could go to Betances, or they could go to the 40th precinct and actually drop off. Wait, I also have another station, St. Luke's Church. You could actually go to St. Luke's Church. You could go to the Refugee Church. You could go to any church around this community, and you could actually drop off anything.
And when
The
we
NYPD will be picking up if the NYPD have the support of the United Chaplains. So actually, the United Chaplains are also out there. If you cannot drop off and you need us to pick up, just call our number. Definitely, we'll go and we'll pick up.
And Maria, give us a little bit more about the cinema because you talked about residents, and there's some residents right there in Mount Haven They have residents who live in Puerto Rico or family members that live in Puerto Rico have not yet still been able to make contact. Is that correct?
That is correct. I myself, I am a resident here, and I haven't been able to get in contact with any of my family members. I did get in contact with a friend's family, and definitely they telling me that it's very hard for them to go to from one town to another. It's very hard for them to know how everybody else's status. So we just have to have faith, have a lot of prayers, and be patient until everything goes up and everything is up and running.
Yeah, we know when Maria went through with 155-mile-an-hour winds, and the power grid, about only 5% of the power grid was pretty much operational at a certain juncture, and power continues to be restored. We'll continue to keep our thoughts and prayers for you, Maria, as well as your
Thank
family
you.
member out there, family members out there in Puerto Rico, and the rest of the residents of Puerto Rico. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Maria Vega, who is the council chaplain for the state of New York, and she's also the outreach specialist for the 40th Precinct Community Council, sharing with us about relief efforts going to Puerto Rico. Taking a quick break. When we return, we're going to discuss the national controversy that has everyone talking, particularly concerning Puerto Rico and the President of the United States. We'll be right back.